Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital and welcome to this new video on Jasmy. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of this week so far. And we're going to do a full update, a pretty crucial update, because Jasmy's price action has been pretty good over the course of the weekend, but also the start of this week. We've had some nice momentum coming in, no bearish divergences, we have more volume, we have more open interest. RSI is also making at least equal highs, but I think it's actually a little bit higher as well. So everything is great, right? And then on the daily time frame, we also got the breakout that we spoke about in the last time I updated Jasmy above that 200 EMA. Back then, we already saw that the pullbacks were, well, not necessarily shallow on Jasmy, but they were bought up very aggressively, right? So that was already a sign that we could have a bullish breakout, and now we did that, like I said, without any bearish divergences. So everything is great, which I also do think. All right, when just to get started with what I expect from Jasmy here, and then we'll talk about some nuances, and we'll talk about price targets, and we'll talk about what can happen, because there's some things going on. I would argue around the markets, or at least around Jasmy, that can spoil the fun. But ultimately, what I expect from Jasmy is that we are going to be able to hold this main support level that we have between 1.8 and 1.75 cents. That's by far the most important level to me right now. There we have the 200 EMA, there we have the 7-day rolling VWAP, but you can also see on the higher time frames that is a very respected level historically, right? It's basically, we spike down lower, and we'll talk about that in a moment sometimes, but ultimately that level holds a lot, right? And then we got beautiful momentum above that, right? So it's not a low volume fake move. So I think it's most likely we'll do something like this, and that we're going to be able to rally into the next price target at 2.4 and 2.5 cents. So that's 0.024. I'm saying 2.4 cents, right? So this is what I expect, but ultimately what we're seeing right now, and that is something I think you need to be aware of, is that first of all, we're seeing a bit of a pullback in the markets, and Ethereum is on the verge of breaking down. It hasn't broken down yet, but it's on the verge of breaking down. And if you take a look at ETH BTC, and maybe you're wondering, we were talking about Jasmy, right? True, but this makes sense. Trust me. So Ethereum needs to hold this. And if Ethereum breaks the bullish structure, that's the first time in the last month that has happened. We probably will see a deeper pullback for altcoins, and that is going to happen with Jasmy as well. So therefore, ultimately, this is a very strong support level, but something we've seen before is that we dip down lower. So I still do think this, right? So I still do think that Jasmy is going to continue with the bullish momentum that we've seen over the course of the last 2 weeks. Let's keep it at that. So I do expect that, but short term, given those circumstances, I think it's a little bit more likely that, first of all, we can spike down a little bit lower. I think as long as we hold 0.0164, I think we're fine, but that's a pretty deep pullback. That's about 12%. But as long as we hold that, I think we're fine. But I also do think that, if we're actually going to have a deeper pullback right now, that is most likely going to cause a bit of more consolidation. So then it will take longer before we can reach that price target. So given the momentum, given the technicals, also given the fundamentals, but I've spoken a bit on that in my last Jasmy video, and I will speak about that again in my next video. There's not enough time in this video for that, I think. But for those reasons, I do think we're going to see bullish confirmation. But for me, reasons not specific for Jasmy, but still relevant, I think it's more likely short term we're going to pull back at least into 1.8 and 1.75 cents. And I think there's the risk, if Ethereum breaks down, that we're going to spike down lower and that we're going to consolidate for a bit longer as well. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Jasmy for now. So hopefully that helps. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.